Warning, haha, such a funny little word, isn't it? They throw it around like it's supposed to scare people, like it's supposed to stop hearts, freeze minds, bend knees. But people, oh, people are stubborn creatures. They hear a warning and what do? They laugh. They roll their eyes. They test it again and again and again, because deep down, they don't believe it. They think warnings are empty. They think the world plays fair. They think they've got time. They think they're safe just because they close their eyes and pretend. Oh, warnings. Such funny little things people laugh at. Warnings. They don't scream. They don't shout. They whisper. Like a shadow at your door. Like a cold chill crawling up your neck when nobody's there. You see? Life doesn't slap you out of nowhere, no. Life is polite. It knocks. It warns. It taps you gently on your shoulder before it spins your world into pieces. And most people, they laugh. They think they're smarter, faster, untouchable. They think the rules don't apply to them. Until the rules turn sharp. Until the ground beneath their fancy shoes starts cracking like glass. It starts small, doesn't it always? That little feeling in your gut, the one you ignore because it's inconvenient. That dream you had, the one you wake up sweating from, but brush it off because the world tells you it's just your mind playing tricks. The friend who suddenly turns distant. The door that doesn't open anymore. The path that feels heavier every step you take. But who listens? Nobody listens to warnings. Not until the warning turns into a consequence. People like to think they're in control. Oh, such a beautiful lie. Control is an illusion. It's like holding sand in your fist. The tighter you grip, the faster it slips away. But there's a thing about warnings. They don't beg. They wait. They wait for you to laugh, to mock, to push your luck, and then they turn. Sweet little warnings grow teeth. They smile back at you like a reflection you don't recognize anymore. And that's when people panic. That's when they start running in circles, screaming for help, crying to the sky they never looked up at when things were good. You see, life's warnings are not for life's amusement. They're for yours, to save you from you. But isn't it funny, the very things that come to save us are the very things we run from. Because warnings demand change, and change, well, that's scary. Change means letting go. Change means admitting maybe, just maybe, you were wrong. And humans, oh, they hate being wrong. They'd rather break than bend. They'd rather fall than kneel. But here's the twist. Warnings, they always come before the storm. Always. No storm ever comes without a cloud. No fire ever starts without smoke. But people stare at the smoke and they say, maybe it'll go away. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe I'll handle it. Maybe I'll test the fire just a little closer. And that's how it begins. That's how warnings become stories people tell too late. And life doesn't argue. Life doesn't debate. It doesn't care about excuses. It cares about patterns. And if your pattern is ignoring the warning, well, you've already chosen your ending. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you've set your clock ticking, counting down to a lesson you could have avoided. But some people, some people, They wake up. They hear the whisper. They feel the chill. They look around and realize this is it, the line, the last knock on the door. And those people, they change. They stop running from the warning. They sit with it. They ask it, what are you trying to save me from? And funny thing, the warning always answers. It always shows you the crack before the collapse. It shows you the leak before the flood. It shows you the monster in the mirror before it breaks free. But you have to want to listen. You have to want to survive more than you want to prove a point. Pride is expensive. It costs people their peace, their time, their future, all because they didn't listen when life said, don't test me, not now, not here, not like this. Warnings are not curses. They're the last piece of mercy before reality shows its teeth. And reality, reality always wins. Isn't it funny how everyone thinks they have time? Time, such a sweet, fragile little thing, isn't it? Everyone's got their plans, their dreams, their little clocks ticking away, thinking there's always tomorrow, always another chance, another second. But here's the joke, darling. You don't control time. No one does. It's not in your hands, not in your fancy plans. Time is a thief. It'll steal your moments without you ever noticing. 1 minute you're all cozy, thinking the world's your oyster, and the next, the clock slaps you in the face with a reminder that you're running out of sand in that hourglass. But hey, don't worry about it. Who needs a ticking clock when you've got everything figured out, right? You're too busy looking at the shiny things in front of you. Too busy thinking that your story's still being written. The thing is, the pages have been turning. The ink's been drying. And somewhere in the middle of your chaos, while you're lost in distractions, the plot's thickening. But you won't see it until it's too late. You see, people love to think that they're invincible, that the rules don't apply to them. They live in this little bubble, thinking they're the exception. They laugh at the warnings, wave away the signs, brush off the things that should be the loudest alarms in their lives. Oh, they laugh. They laugh because they think they're the ones who control the game. But the game is rigged. Time, life, fate, they all play on their own terms. And you, well, you're just a player without a script. But you keep going, don't you? You keep pushing, hoping, dreaming. You tell yourself, it'll be fine. I'm different. I'll be the one to defy the odds. That's the punchline, isn't it? That's the great joke. You can't defy the odds. You're not special. You're not some outlier. You're not the hero of the story. You're just one person among millions. Pretending you can outrun time, outrun the consequences of all the choices you ignore, all the chances you let slip away. Oh, but you'll keep running. Keep trying to outsmart the clock. Keep telling yourself, I've got time. I can wait. I can do it tomorrow. I'll start after one more drink, after one more night of pretending everything's fine. And that's when it happens. The ticking stops. The hourglass runs out. And suddenly you realize you don't have tomorrow. You don't have the luxury of waiting. And there it is. The moment you've been dancing around. That's when the punchline hits you hard in the gut. When you realize you've been wasting your most precious asset, time. But what can you do? You were too busy trying to be the exception, too busy thinking you had forever. You thought you could play the game, manipulate the rules, bend everything to your will, but life doesn't bend for anyone. Life doesn't wait for you to get it together. It moves forward, with or without you. It doesn't care if you think you've got more time, more chances. Time doesn't stop for the ones who refuse to pay attention. It just keeps moving, and it doesn't look back. So what now? What do you do when you've run out of time? When the clock has finally caught up to you? When you realize that all those days you spent wasting time weren't just lost minutes, they were moments you'll never get back. What do you do when you've been living under the illusion of control, only to have reality smash that illusion into pieces? It's too late to change the past. You can't rewind the clock. You can't go back to the beginning and make different choices. But here's the real twist in this joke. You still have today. You still have right now. The question is, will you continue pretending you have time, or will you wake up and start using the one thing you do have left, the present? Oh, it's a beautiful moment, isn't it? The one that comes right after the crash, the moment when the pieces fall and you realize there's only one way to go from here. Forward, you can't go back, but you can still take the next step. You can still make a decision, however small, however imperfect. You see, time doesn't stop. It's not going to wait for you to get your act together, but it's not all over either. You still have the power to decide how you use the time you have left. You can keep running, pretending, laughing off the consequences, or you can face the truth that the game was never in your hands, but you can still play it. You just have to stop believing you have control and start living with the one thing you do have, whatever is right in front of you, right now. We're all such good little actors, aren't we? Every day we put on a mask, step out into the world and pretend everything is fine. How do we do it? How do we carry on, hiding behind these perfect little facades? We smile, we laugh, we say all the right things, and we make everyone believe we're fine. It's a show, a performance, and the best part, we convince ourselves that we're the star of this little production. We convince ourselves that this is reality, but deep down, there's a whole other story. A story no one wants to hear, because no one's ready for the truth. The truth is, we're all pretending to have it all together, pretending that the chaos inside doesn't exist, pretending that everything is just fine. You know what's funny? We've got this incredible talent for lying to ourselves. We're great at it. But here's the catch. The lies we tell ourselves, they don't just stay inside. No. They start to leak out. They start to spill over into our lives, our relationships, our choices. We think we're just playing a little role, but we're not. Oh no, we're becoming the lie. We've convinced ourselves that we can keep the world at bay, that we can keep the truth hidden beneath layers of smiles and laughter. But every time we pretend, every time we bury the truth deeper, we're digging our own graves. The truth, you see, it's not something you can bury. It's like a seed. It grows, it spreads, and no matter how much you try to cover it up, it always finds a way to break through the surface. And when it does, when the truth finally emerges, it's not pretty. So what do? What happens when the mask starts to slip, when the cracks start to show? That's when the panic sets in. That's when we scramble to keep the lie alive. We double down, we smile bigger, we laugh harder, we act like everything's fine because we can't possibly let anyone see the chaos inside. but it's like trying to hold a flood back with a paper towel. It's not going to work. It never does. The truth will always break through. The question is, when it does, what will you do? Will you fight it? Will you deny it? Will you try to keep pretending, or will you face it? Here's the kicker. When you face the truth, when you finally pull off that mask, when you stop pretending that everything is okay, you realize something. You realize that you were never really living at all. You were just going through the motions. And that's the cruelest joke of all, isn't it? All this time, you thought you were in control. You thought you were pulling the strings. You thought you were running the show. But the truth, it doesn't care about your performance. The truth doesn't need your approval. It doesn't need your smile, your laugh, or your perfect little life. It just is. It's raw. It's real. And it's not interested in your act. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. You can keep pretending, keep hiding, keep running away from the truth. You can spend the rest of your life putting on that mask, living in that lie and pretending you've got it all together. Or you can let go. You can stop fighting it. You can stop being afraid of what happens when the truth comes out. You can let it break through. You can let it crash down around you. Because in the end, the truth is the only thing that can truly set you free. It's the only thing that will ever give you the chance to live. Really live. Not just survive. The truth is messy, it's ugly, it's uncomfortable, but it's also beautiful. It's liberating. Because once you stop hiding from it, once you stop pretending, you realize something else. You realize that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all together. You don't need to keep up the act. The truth is, you're enough, just as you are. And when you stop pretending, when you stop trying to fit into the mold that others have made for you, when you stop trying to play the part that everyone expects you to play, you'll find freedom. But it's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. Nothing worth having is. So what will you choose? Will you keep pretending? Or will you step into the light and embrace the truth? Will you continue playing the role, hiding behind the mask, or will you face what's been staring you in the face all along? The truth. It's the most terrifying thing you'll ever encounter, but it's also the most powerful. Because when you face it, when you allow it to break through, you'll finally be free. Not just of the lies you've been telling the world, but of the lies you've been telling yourself. And that, my friends, is the joke. Because once you face the truth, once you let it all go, you'll realize you were never really playing the game. The game was playing you. You ever wonder how the world really works? People say we're all just following the rules, that life is all about fitting into these neat little boxes. But when you step back and look at it, it's not that simple, is it? No. It's all a bit messy, a little chaotic, and we're all just trying to keep up, trying to act like we've got it figured out. But here's the truth. No one really has it figured out. We're all just faking it day by day, and that's okay, because that's life, right? The world doesn't care if we're faking it. It doesn't care if we're pretending to be something we're not. The world just keeps turning, and we either keep up or get left behind. But even if we pretend, even if we put on this mask and play the part, something's always gnawing at us. Something's always there just below the surface, reminding us that we're not being honest with ourselves. You see, it's easy to follow the rules, it's easy to pretend everything's fine, but the real challenge, the real test, it's when you stop pretending, when you stop being so damn afraid of the truth. That's when the game changes. That's when everything gets interesting. Because the truth, that ugly, messy thing, it doesn't play by the rules. It doesn't care if you're comfortable with it. The truth just does its thing. It's like a freight train. You can try to outrun it, but eventually it's going to catch up to you. You can't hide from the truth. You can't run from it. It will find you, it will get under your skin, and once it does, nothing will ever be the same. Now, here's the thing about this whole game we're playing. You think you're in control, right? You think you're the one calling the shots, but really, it's the truth that's pulling the strings. You're not in control, not really. You're just pretending. Like the rest of us. But here's the thing, when you stop pretending, when you stop hiding from the truth, everything shifts. Suddenly, you're not playing by the world's rules anymore. You're playing by your own. You see, the world tells you what you should be. The world tells you how to act, how to feel, what to think. But when you let go of all of that, when you let go of the lies and the fake smiles and the perfect little world you've built, that's when you get to be free. You get to choose who you are. You get to decide what matters. And oh, it's a funny thing, isn't it? Because once you start telling the truth, once you start embracing that messy, beautiful reality, the world starts to change around you. People will look at you differently. They'll see the cracks in your armor, and they won't know how to react. They'll expect you to keep up the act, to keep pretending like everything's fine. But you won't. You won't play their game anymore. You'll play your own. And sure, they might not understand. Hell, they might even judge you. But that's not your problem anymore, is it? You've stopped caring about what the world thinks. You've stopped caring about the rules. And you've started playing by your own. You know what's wild? People are so obsessed with the idea of control. Everyone wants to be in control. They want to control their lives, their circumstances, their futures. But here's the thing, control is just another illusion. You can't control the truth. You can't control life. You can't control what happens next. But what you can do is decide how you respond. You can decide how you react to everything life throws your way. You can choose whether to keep pretending, whether to keep hiding, or whether to stand up and face the truth. And yeah, it's terrifying, it's scary as hell, but you know what's scarier? Living a life of lies, living in this little bubble where everything seems perfect, where everything seems under control, but deep down you know it's not. You know something's missing. You know you're not being true to yourself. And the longer you keep pretending, stop playing the game. Stop letting the world tell you who to be and how to act. Break free from the lie and live your truth. Because when you do, that's when everything changes. That's when you stop being a puppet and start being the one pulling the strings. You get to decide. You get to choose. And that, my friend, is power. You know what's funny though? Once you let go of the fear, once you stop caring about the rules and the judgment and the expectations, you realize something. You realize that everything you've been running from, it's not nearly as scary as you thought. Because the truth, No matter how ugly or messy it seems, it's actually freeing. It's like tearing off a mask that you've been wearing for years. Sure, you might be a little raw underneath, but it's real, and real is beautiful. So here's the challenge for you. Stop pretending. Stop following the rules. Stop trying to control everything. Stop caring about what other people think. Start living your truth. It's not going to be easy, but it'll be worth it. Because when you do, you'll finally understand what it means to be truly free. You'll stop playing their game, and you'll start playing your own. And that, my friend, is the most powerful thing you can do. You ever wonder why you keep getting stuck? Why you're always in this constant loop of disappointment, of feeling like something's just off? It's because the game's rigged. You've been playing by their rules. Rules that don't even make sense. Rules that were never meant for you. But here's the thing. They don't want you to realize that. No, they want you to stay locked in, to stay stuck in their system, following their paths, living in this little bubble of false security. They tell you what to do, what to think, how to feel. They give you just enough to keep you satisfied, just enough to keep you hooked, but not enough for you to break free. So you stay in your lane. You stay in your little cage, even though you know deep down that something is wrong. You know you're capable of more, of better, of something bigger than what you've been told to settle for. But guess what? The truth is, they don't have control over you. No matter how hard they try, no matter how tightly they grip your life, the power is always in your hands. You've just been too afraid to take it. You've been too comfortable in the lie, too comfortable in the fake reality they've given you. But that's not living, is it? That's just surviving. You're just going through the motions, waiting for something to change, but never changing yourself. And that's the trap. That's the lie they want you to believe. They want you to stay afraid. They want you to believe you're powerless, that you can't break out. But you can. You can break out of this cycle. It's not about waiting for the world to change, for your situation to magically improve. No, it's about taking control, taking ownership of your life, your thoughts, your actions. It's about making a decision to stop waiting for permission, to stop seeking approval from the world. You don't need their validation. You don't need their approval. You never did. You have everything you need within you. All you need is the courage to stand up and say, enough. I'm done playing by your rules. You want to talk about control? Here's the secret. Control isn't about manipulating every little thing around you. It's not about having power over other people or situations. No, real control is about mastering yourself. It's about owning your mind, your emotions, your actions. It's about saying, I won't be dictated by fear anymore. I won't be held down by the lies I've been told. The moment you stop letting fear control you, you realize how much power you've had all along. You realize that you've been giving your power away without even knowing it. And when you take that back, when you step into your true self, that's when everything changes. That's when you stop surviving. You've been taught to believe in limitations. You've been taught to believe that there's only so much you can do, that your past defines you, that your circumstances control your future. But that's a lie. Your past doesn't define you. Your circumstances don't control you. You control you. You decide who you are. You decide what you're capable of. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. And when you stop buying into their narrative, when you stop accepting their limitations, that's when you break free. But here's the kicker. They'll try to make you feel small. They'll try to make you feel insignificant. They'll try to keep you in line by convincing you that you're nothing without their approval, nothing without their validation. But you know what? That's the biggest joke of all, because the truth is, you've always been enough. You've always been powerful. They just didn't want you to know it. They didn't want you to realize that the power was in your hands the whole time. But now you do. Now you see the game for what it is. You don't have to play by their rules anymore. You don't have to follow their script. You don't have to keep living the life they've mapped out for you. You can make your own choices. You can create your own path. But here's the thing. It's going to be messy. It's not going to be easy. They're going to try to drag you back into their world of control, of fear, of false security. But the more you fight it, the more you take control of your own life, the harder it becomes for them to keep you in line. So you've got a choice. You can keep playing the game their way, stay trapped in their world of limitations, of fear, of rules that don't apply to you, or you can step into your power, embrace who you really are, and create your own reality. The choice is yours, and the moment you make that decision, the moment you stop being afraid, that's when everything starts to change.